UFO sightings daily. Unbeliever surprised to find photos of random island, Newfoundland UFO on his camera. To show that UFO sightings happen almost daily, a Canadian man who has never paid much attention to the idea of UFOs was busy deleting photos from his camera over the holidays and was shocked to discover that he had captured images of a UFO over random island in Newfoundland. The Canadian publication The Packet has reported that Chad Haynes says he is the last person in the world who would believe in things like aliens and UFOs, but after looking at photographs taken on February 23, 2016 that were captured from his Bayview Road home, he can't think of any other rational explanation for what he has seen besides UFOs. When Haynes looked at photos taken across the water from Random Island, Newfoundland, he noticed that there was a large object that appeared to be a UFO hovering close to Moon. It was out there for 2 or 3 hours, Chad noted. Chad Haynes said that the UFO stayed in the same location for quite some time, but then after maneuvering up and down for a while, disappeared very quickly. Haynes noted that he didn't notice any stars in the sky that night and said that he couldn't have mistaken the stars for a UFO in that case. The Canadian man also stated that the object near Random Island wasn't a plane and was too large to have been a drone, therefore concluding that it was most likely a UFO that he had seen that night. While there have been UFO-like object sightings almost daily, with many reported in the media which include videos of strange sounds and odd lights, Haynes says that anybody could create effects like these. However, after witnessing what looked like a UFO himself, he is unsure what to think now. Instead of his Random Island UFO discovery, I couldn't believe it. The Packet has also reported that this isn't the first time that witnesses have noticed UFOs hovering around Random Island, Newfoundland. In October 1978, Constable Jim Blackwood witnessed what looked a cigar-shaped UFO flying over the island. Blackwood wasn't alone, as there were a dozen other witnesses that spotted the same UFO, including local Chester Lethbridge. I went down and the craft was hovering between Clarenville and Random Island, right on the water. It was only a couple 100 feet off the water. It was there for good 2 hours before it left. I activated the roof lights of my police car and it activated lights at the same time. Due to Jim Blackwood's police work, he had a telescope on hand that was used for drug surveillance, and used this in order to get a closer view of the UFO that was hovering around Random Island in Newfoundland. Chester Lethbridge had binoculars. But this thing was a lot better with 60 times magnification. I got to see it close up. It didn't come any closer to us, and as it started to leave it went up slow, taking forever to rise, then vroom, gone like a shooting star. Even though there weren't UFO sightings happening daily after 1978, because of this close encounter with what many locals believe was an actual UFO, Clarenville almost became like a Roswell to people in the town, as UFO fever was said to have taken hold of everyone there. Since Blackwood is reported to be an aircraft enthusiast and so knowledgeable about flying objects, he related how he was getting requests for interviews about this UFO sighting almost daily. For 2 solid weeks all I did was answer the phone and get paid for it. I was on CBC, NTV and BBC. You name it and I was on it. I'm familiar with aircrafts of all shapes and sizes. But the metal on it was not like aircraft metal. It was very dull and not shiny at all. It wasn't even smooth. It was very coarse looking. The technology was way beyond what we had then and still way beyond what we have now. While Chad Haynes is the latest in a long list of people that have been witnessing UFO sightings daily, he appears to be the newest person to have spotted a UFO in Random Island, Newfoundland, which will leave many others watching the skies in this area now to see if they will also be able to spot UFOs.